Hey everyone, it's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community on the planet. Today's Friday, October 13th. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, got an exciting one for you today. We're going to be discussing the stock Trulieve and some breaking news, some massive news actually. They are going to be seeking a refund of $143 million in federal taxes from 280E tax code, this punitive tax code, which we know is hindering the industry. And some companies, are paying hundreds and hundreds of millions. Even Trulieve said that they paid over $340 million just under that 280E tax code alone. And then there's some other news articles pertaining to Trulieve that I want to take a look at as well. And then we'll take a look at the chart. And there's a bearish pattern that's playing out. Could see more downside, spoiler alert. But I want to go over that. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the technicals, what to expect in the days, weeks, months ahead. Before we get to that, though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future live streams or when I post a new video. Also, really do appreciate everybody who supported me along this journey. Love each and every one of you. It really, really does mean the world to me. Also, make sure to give POW Group a follow on X, which is previously Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPOW. I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So again, the handle for that is @GroupPOW. As reported by MJ Biz Daily today, MJ MSO multi-state operator Trulieve seeks $143 million in federal refund for 280E taxes. And it's kind of an interesting timing of this news. And we were talking about this in the private POW Group community. A couple of members as well were mentioning this and brought up a good point. You know who you are. Basically said, wouldn't it have been smarter to do this and release this once the DEA approved the recommendation of rescheduling? Now it gives the DEA, the opportunity to kind of come in and if they approve it, the government would lose a lot of money, right? So now it kind of thwarts that decision from the DEA coming back and approving it. But I said that was a good point. But in my opinion, I think they saw this coming, right? And then once we have access to traditional funding, once companies can access the traditional banking system, that's going to bring in a lot more. Once we start to embrace this industry, it's going to bring in a lot more jobs. Going to bring in a lot of other taxes and other forms of taxes, right? Excise taxes, similar to alcohol and whatnot, right? But this is a great topic to discuss because this is probably the biggest. Well, not probably. I think it is the biggest. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with me. It's the biggest issue right now, hindering the MJ industry. And there's some companies like dispensaries in the US that are starting a dispensary, and they don't even know what 280E tax code is. And then, they end up struggling to stay afloat, right? And I mean, if you don't know what 280E tax code is and you're starting an MJ business, you probably, you're probably not going to stand the test of time because you didn't do your due diligence and research. But individual states are also moving to find workarounds for this and loopholes, right? Trying to skirt this. And other MSOs could follow suit as well in the footsteps of Trulieve. So in my opinion, we need clear rules of the road. We need Congress and lawmakers to step in and define, laws and regulations for this, right? We need to have clear rules of the road so it's not so ambiguous, right? And then once rescheduling happens, that would solve the 280E tax code if we get Schedule 3 recommendation as recommended by HHS, right? So we'll go through this article here. So Trulieve is seeking a federal tax refund of $143 million as mentioned. It believes it does not owe the taxes it paid over 3 years. This determination is supported by legal interpretations that challenge the company's tax liability under Section 280E of the Internal Revenue Code. 280E prevents state legal MJ companies from deducting standard business expenses, resulting in much larger tax bills. The company acknowledged that actually getting a tax refund is not guaranteed. Trulieve filed amended federal tax returns for 2019, 2020, and 2021. The company's Friday statement was short on specifics regarding its legal interpretations of 280E. MJ Biz Daily asked for more details. A Trulieve spokesperson reiterated that the company believes it does not owe the taxes. We are continually evaluating our tax position and will share additional information as appropriate, the spokesperson said in a statement. Although some states have started easing their 280E tax burdens on regulated MJ companies, the federal rule remains and it is enforced by the IRS. The MJ sector overpaid its taxes by $1.8 billion in 2022 as a result of 280E, according to a report by Portland, Oregon-based MJ sector analyst Whitney Economics. economics. Sorry. However, 280E's burden on the sector could be eliminated if the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration moves MJ from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, as I mentioned earlier. That's because the rule applies only to businesses trafficking in Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 controlled substances, right? And Schedule 1 being, highly addictive and no medical benefit whatsoever, which we know is ludicrous to lump MJ in that category, the same as heroin. Like, come on, give me a break, right? So it's time to get with the times. These are antiquated laws and regulations and just absurdity, really, in my opinion. But again, HHS recommended rescheduling to Schedule 3. Now we're waiting for a potential response from the DEA, which could come realistically any month now, I would say over the next couple of months. Potentially into November. We also have the MJ Act up for review here in Canada. We have November 8th, the Florida ballot. We could potentially have adult use legalization on the ballot. We'll see what happens on November 8th, rather. And then we have potential for legalization of medical in the U.S. We have Germany coming online, right? Florida. We have safer banking, which could see a floor vote in the Senate sometime in the next month or so. And then we could see rescheduling. So there's a lot of catalysts here to be excited about and to be on the lookout for. And these could all coincide nicely and really start to come out around the same time, right? So I've been saying for a while now, I expect a little bit more downside. And I said on the chart, we'll take a look at the chart here. There's a pattern saying we could be targeting low $6 or even $6 on Trulieve. And again, that's adding to my bear thesis that we could see a little bit more downside in October, and then toward the end of October we would set a local bottom, and then into November, December we really start to kick it into high gear, right? So that's what I've been saying, that's what I've been expecting, and that's what the charts are saying and still saying, and I'll continue to analyze the charts and keep everybody up to date as it progresses. But also, MJ rescheduling would supersize the industry, former DEA head says, and White House drug czar warns Biden administration. So this is from MJ Moment today. And we're starting to see more and more things, more and more narrative pick up with regards to this. And I think it's going to happen. I think this time is different. And then I did a video as well on Curaleaf Executive Chairman Boris Jordan. He said that they paid over $340 million to the U.S. government under 280E. And if it wasn't for that punitive tax code, they would probably be issuing a dividend already to investors. Imagine if that $340 million hit their bottom line, right? And then something similar, right, for Trulieve, hundreds of millions of dollars. Imagine if that was going to their bottom line. They'd be able to maybe issue a dividend. Maybe it's a little early for that. Maybe they want to acquire some more companies and expand, right? Maybe they even start to acquire, I think MSOs are going to start to acquire LPs here in Canada. And then, Canopy Growth look to acquire acreage once federally permissible. And then we have, Tilray with convertible notes and MedMen. So we're going to see this trend where LPs are going to become MSOs and MSOs are going to become LPs, right? It's just going to be that blue chip mega merger phase. And also, New Jersey governor signs bill to let MJ businesses claim state tax deductions as partial 280E workaround. This was 5 months ago on May 9th. And then, this is kind of what sparked that. New Jersey kind of led that initiative. And then one by one, we started to see game theory playing out, right? Once one moves, they all move, right? Same with, Canada legalizing at the federal level and adult use, right? Once that happened, we're starting to see Germany and the EU and Thailand and the rest of, we're going to see the rest of the world one by one domino effect play out. Game theory. Right, it's the way the world works, right? Once one goes, they all go because they don't want to get left behind, right? And then also small MJ businesses take advantage of purported 280E loopholes, right? So there's these loopholes, these workarounds. More states reduce 280E tax burden on MJ industry, so we're seeing, this is a very popular topic right now in the media. So this spring, legislators in Connecticut, Illinois, New Jersey, and New York passed legislation that will allow MJ companies to deduct business expenses from their state income taxes, despite those companies remaining illegal under federal law. So again, we're starting to see state law change with regards to this, and it's just a matter of time before the federal laws start to catch up, in my opinion. But MJ Moment also said that GOP MJ banking bill sponsor says the Senate floor vote on hold. So if you're wondering what the update was with regards to that, it's now on hold, so it might not happen. As Trulieve mentioned I did a video not too long ago. If you just go to videos and then scroll down, I did do a video. When did I post it? Or maybe I didn't post it on here. I think I posted it on X. So yeah, if we scroll down, I post quite a bit on here. Yeah, here it is here. So Fox Business, Trulieve, she said that it could, Kim Rivers, the CEO of Trulieve, said that it could be very, very soon that we could see that vote. But here's an update from today, 4 hours ago. Said that it's on hold until the House passage is assured, because we know the House has passed it about 7 times, right? But now it's Republican controlled. So it is a little bit of a curveball there, but I don't think that's going to hold it up. And then the fact that they're reassuring that this is going to go through is even better. So MJ Financing exec who spoke to him says. So this is great to see. Also, Trulieve opening a relocated MJ medical dispensary in Melbourne, Florida. So that's pretty much it for regards to news. If we take a look at the chart here, we were expecting a head and shoulders and more downside. So we had the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Even MSOS had the ETF tracking all the major names, had a head and shoulders target as well, and we came within about 6% of that. So again, Trulieve, one of the big companies in that ETF. We're also heavily overbought in terms of the RSI. You can see here the green marks overbought, and then anything in the red is oversold, right? So generally, if you buy here, you win, and if you sell here, you win. And then sure enough, we off the lows there, Trulieve from the low to the high was up almost 130%. So you need to expect a 20-30% pullback after a 130% move in a matter of a week or two, right? And then sure enough, from the high to the low there, we're down over 36%. So exactly what we would expect happened. And then we also had an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, adding more confidence to the bear thesis. Overbought on the RSI. We had a head and shoulders. And if you take the measured move from the head to the neckline, move that out, it says we could target about $6.11, which we came within about 8% of that. And then we also had a bear cross in the stochastic, which gave us a clue that we could see more downside. We could even see a MACD, which points to even more downside. So that MACD on the weekly bear cross forming as well. And then we're losing the 50 weekly, topped out at the weekly. That was a nice opportunity to go short there. And then we could see a golden cross, but ultimately we're back testing those daily moving averages. And we have the 100 daily moving average there at 633. So again, in my opinion, we could be heading down to that low 6 mark, right? And then if we zoom out to the weekly time frame here, we were due for much needed weekly consolidation, but we are gearing up for a weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, which is the first time that would happen since back here in April and May of 2020. And then see what happened here. That was when we had the run up into February, March 2021 highs on the Dems taking control of the Senate, right, on hopes of U.S. legalization. Then we had the bear cross of the weekly exponential moving average, the 12 and 26 period. So again, bull cross, massive upside. Bear cross, massive downside. Now we're seeing this bull cross, just like we did back here, more than likely going to be massive upside, and we're way more beaten down than we were the last time, right? And then on the monthly time frame, we still need to confirm a monthly uptrend. So we have the low, high. We're looking for the higher low, and we need the higher high. So if we form a higher low compared to 466 on this pullback, if we hold 466 and then come up, test resistance at 1059. If we break 1059 resistance, then we're in a monthly uptrend. We need to see this. And a name that you can take a look at is Trulieve. Trulieve already is in a monthly uptrend. A name, my second biggest holding in my MJ portfolio, super bullish on it. We have low, high, higher low, and higher high. So what does that look like, right? This higher low is what Trulieve is doing right now, right? Then we need the higher high breaking above 1059, right? And the more names that do this, the better. And the more names that confirm their golden crosses with the 50-day below the 200-day moving average, and when they cross, that's a golden cross. Look what happened again when the Dems took control of the Senate on hopes. Price went from about $18 all the way up to 67. Then we had the death cross with the 50 above the 200-day. That cross went from about $42 all the way down to $4, right? Now we're way more beaten down than we were that time around as well. And more names are starting to see this, right? Again, to use Trulieve, one of its competitors and peers, it's already seen its golden cross. And just because the golden cross has occurred doesn't mean we can't see pullbacks along the way before really starting to really take off, right? We had last time the golden cross happened, it happened in July of 2020, and we didn't see massive upside until February 2021, right? So it can take months to play out. So again, I think November, December is when we're going to start to kick this into high gear, but no pun intended. But I am expecting more downside, especially with MSOS and Trulieve having this head and shoulders target of about $6 on Trulieve, and then even MSOS is also $6 as well, right? So we're right around the same chart, and that makes sense because MSOS is an ETF that tracks all the major names in the US. So hopefully that was helpful. If it was, smash the like. I would appreciate it. Share the video with your network. And going to edit there, it's Rob with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. We'll see you again on the next video. Happy Friday and have a great weekend ahead.